This is Dabu 7. Today we get word of a major DDoS attack that has targeted Lithuania's national network infrastructure. And this is more than a week after EU sanctions took effect for Kaliningrad. And this is a little area that Russia controls next to Poland, between Poland and Lithuania. And Lithuania is serving as really the only area that they can use to go through Belarus and into Kaliningrad. They have stopped ferrous metals, steel, and other things that the EU has banned. The group claiming responsibility for this is calling themselves Killnet. They have stated that this is in retaliation for the blockade in Kaliningrad. So at this point, the threats are out there where they're being DDoS attacked, and they're saying that it's very likely in the days to come that this will get more intense. And they're saying you should expect them to get targeted in the transportation sector, financial sectors, and energy sector. This is one to watch.
It's going down.
Because if these guys are openly, brazenly attacking these type of sectors in infrastructure, they could well get the rap for targeting other places or other events.
It's going down, man. All right, it's going down. All right, this is your brother Rakaga Bar. All right, first and foremost, let's give all praises unto Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah Wahar Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, those who rule well and who taught me this truth. Salutations to you, brothers, stiffly pushing this truth out there. All right, and shalom to the rest of the 1/3 remnant of men, women, and children believing on the words of Yahweh Shai as we await this second Exodus. All right. And yeah, man, I played that short clip for you, which just went out yesterday. All right. Dealing with the fact that Russia ultimately hit Lithuania with a cyber attack. All right. They hit Lithuania with a cyber attack because, as you can see by this map that I have put up here, in order for Russia to transport their supplies to Kaliningrad, which is, you see, the Baltic Sea. All right, it's right at the edge of the Baltic Sea, right next to Lithuania. Okay, for Russia to get their supplies over to Kaliningrad, they ultimately have to go through Belarus and Lithuania. You see, when you understand it, man, Lithuania as well as Poland are both NATO members. Okay, they're both members of NATO. All right. And Belarus, okay, Belarus is not a part of Russia, okay? They're not a part of Russia, man. I believe I just looked it up. They, they declared sovereignty or independence from Russia, in the mid-1900s, okay, or somewhere around there, man. But I'm gonna play another video for you because ultimately, Russia has been building up troops in Belarus, okay? Russia's been building up troops in Belarus, man. So it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on right now. And ultimately in this lesson, what I want to do is give you just a World War III update. All right. Because like I said in my previous video, man, that this thing is underway. Okay. That third woe is here. All right. Dealing with the sanctions. All right. That Babylon and the EU have put on Russia, man. Those are acts to try to destroy Russia's economy. Okay, because of, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, man. Babylon and Europe, all right, the EU have hit Russia with those sanctions, man, to try to destroy their economy. You see, and Russia has ultimately been retaliating because of that. Okay, tried several articles dealing with the fact that Russia, as well as the Brics nations, dealing with Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, are looking to develop a new global reserve currency, man. You see, well, they're looking to develop a new global reserve currency. Okay, and if you understand it, the US dollar has been a reserve currency for like the last, 40 or 50 years. Okay. The last 40 or 50 years, man. But as you see, that the era of, the U.S. dominance is over. Okay. The era of Babylon the Great, man, is come to an end. All right. And that's why you're seeing all these nations, primarily starting with Russia, okay, the land of Magog and Gog, all right, the king of the Medes, making all these military moves, man. You see that? Now, when you go into NATO, all right, I forget what clause it is. It's article, let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find this. Because when any nation goes against NATO and attacks one member, it's an attack on all of them. And it's Article 5, all right? It says, what happens if one NATO member is attacked, all right? And Lithuania just got hit with a cyber attack, man. You see, and they're a part of NATO. It says, it states that an attack against one member of NATO should be considered an attack against all. In this case, all other NATO allies will assist the said attack member. You see that? So this is why you have Ukraine that have been applying to become a member of NATO. All right? Because they want that backup. They want that support. All right? They want that reassurance that since they've been attacked, that all the other members of NATO, including Babylon the Great, will come to their aid and to their defense. All right. You have Sweden and I believe Finland that are trying to that are applying to become members of NATO. You see that? Because of what happened, you know, what's going on in Ukraine right now. All right. Sweden and Finland are trying to apply to be a part of NATO. Okay. And ultimately, they're getting resistance from Turkey. Okay. Turkey is, you see down here on the map, the bottom right, Turkey is ultimately against, allowing Sweden and Finland to join NATO, really because Turkey is trying to back out. You see, Turkey is trying to take a more independent role, man. They're not really trying to, have that smoke with Russia. Okay. They don't want that smoke, man. And which really, when you go into prophecy, which we're going to show you, they're going to be right along with Russia, man. You see that? So it's no coincidence that Turkey is beginning to back out of NATO because they're going to be joined along with Russia. Okay? And we are seeing the creation, we're seeing that, all these nations are assembling themselves, man. For what? For this third war. You see, that's about to turn physical. Okay? So, dealing with that last video that I played, man, Lithuania had been hit with a cyber attack. And they ultimately in the video, he said, they're bracing for, some more sectors to be hit in the days ahead. Okay? And because of that, you have NATO put 300,000 troops on high alert. You see, at first it was only 40,000 troops, man, that they had on alert. Now it's 300,000, okay, after what just happened in Lithuania, all right, because Lithuania was blocking Russia from getting them supplies over to Kaliningrad, okay? You see, man? So these are acts of war going on, all right? What they refer to ultimately as soft war, okay? Dealing with sanctions and cyber attacks and, things that these nations are doing to each other before shit goes physical. Okay? And that's exactly what things are leading to, man. All right? But without further ado, I want to grab a couple precepts. I'm going to play another video for you. And, Lord's willing, this lesson's edifying. All right? But yeah, let's go ahead and grab this in the book of Joel chapter 3. All right, because a lot of the prophets, man, received visions of these end times in war. Okay, it says, verse 14, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. And this whole chapter, man, goes into, that war. All right, the third woe. Okay, which you see, man, this thing is underway. Okay. Shit is picking up so damn fast, man, that you gotta stay on your watchtower. All right. It's a lot going on, man. you have it to where Iran, which just went out today, I believe. All right. Iran, as well as Argentina, I believe, have applied to join Brics. You see, Iran applies to join Brics group of emerging countries. You see this? So they're wanting to join Brics, man, which I told you represents Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Okay? So Iran wants to join them. You see that? And guess what, man? This goes right along with prophecy, dealing with the fact that, not only is the Most High gathering these nations for war, one of the nations that's going to be right along with Russia is going to be Iran, man. Let's go ahead and read it. Let's get to the point. Ezekiel 38, chapter 38, verse 4. It says, "And I will turn thee back," referring to Russia, okay, the land of Gog, Magog. Okay, as you understand it, the land of Russia, man, originally was where the original Japhites were, where they lived. Okay, around these, these European islands. All right. This is originally where the original Japhites lived, man. But now it's inhabited by these damn Edomites. You see? All right. Let's go back. Verse 4. "And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. And I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords." You see this? This is why Russia, all right, is, as you're going to see in this video, man, building up troops in Belarus as well. Okay? The Most High has turned Russia back, man, to where ultimately Russia is trying to rebuild the Soviet Union. Okay? This article going out dealing with the fact that China, all right, is pursuing their largest military buildup in history since World War II. You see that? China is pursuing the largest military buildup in history since World War II, man, because the Most High is gathering these nations, as we just read in Ezekiel, in Joel, the 3rd chapter, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decision, because he tells you how he's going to gather them over there in the Middle East, man. And we're seeing this gathering take place. All right. Dealing with the fact that Israel, okay, those fake ass ish in our land right now are about to be invaded. Okay. It's going to draw in, Babylon the Great even more so. Okay. Babylon the Great is going to be invaded. Okay. It tells you that. You see? So the Most High, what he's doing now is gathering these nations, man. And ultimately this soft war, all right, is about to turn physical, right? Which, it's already physical in Ukraine. Okay. But it's going to be to the point to where, they're not only going to be hitting each other with cyber attacks and sanctions, trying to destroy their economies in those fashions. All right. In the infrastructure. All right. It's going to be boots to the ground, man. That's why NATO, all right, has 300,000 troops on high alert. You see that? Which they only going to increase that number, man, because shit's going down. Which I also believe this information just went out dealing with the fact that they're lowering the requirements to enlist in the army. All right. Some along the lines to where I forget exactly what it is, man, but they're lowering the requirements. Okay. They already have it to where women can be enlisted in a draft, which that information went out a couple years back. You see this? So the Most High is gathering the nations, man. All right. He's gathering them for this third woe, man. This thing is underway. Okay. This thing is underway, man. But yeah, you see, so the Most High's got these Russians, all right, riled up. Verse 5, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. All right. What you understand, Persia, all right, the modern day land of Persia is Iran. You see, and we just seen, all right, Iran applies to join Brics. Okay. Because Iran's going to be backed by Russia, man. You see, Israel and Iran are constantly at war. So guess what? Scripture's going into the fact how they're going to invade Israel. You see, because Iran is going to be with Russia. All right. And America is going to have to come to Israel's defense, just like they're going to fully come to Ukraine's defense and Taiwan, man. Because you got China that you can't forget, all right, are ready to invade Taiwan, man. They're just waiting, you know, to for the best time to make that move. You see, this is that snare, that trap that the Most High has laid for these, you know, Babylon the Great. Okay, because they're getting pulled in all these directions, man. It says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. You see this? Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. You see that? So these are going to be the nations that's going to be joint under Russia, man. All right. Togarmah and Gomer represents Turkey. You see that? So we go back to this map. All right. We go back to this map, man, dealing with the fact that Turkey is trying to back out of NATO. Yeah, because they're going to be with Russia. Okay. Slovakia. They're going to be with Russia, man. All right. All right. They're going to be with Russia. You're going to have some, you know, the African countries that's going to be with Russia. You see. And eventually it's going to get to the point to where, you know, even members of NATO are going to turn on Babylon the Great, man, which we're seeing that with Turkey already. Okay. When you read Revelation 17, all right, goes into that. Okay. You see? So yeah, man, the Most High is stirring this thing up. So let me go ahead and play this this next video. All right. I'm gonna play a snippet of it, man.
Has a lightweight foaming formula that lathers on and rinses off clean. It is.
Thanks in advance. Things are starting to really get bad out there. The Pentagon is saying that they are beginning to take the threats of nuclear and biological weapon use by Russia seriously, and they will begin soon to implement countermeasures for those very threats. On Russian television, they are now claiming that the unification of Germany in 1990 was completely illegal, and it is Russia's duty, its sole duty, to remove that unification at all costs. Zelensky, the president to Russia's opposition, is sending a televised warning to all Belarusians. He warns them that you are being drawn into the war. The Kremlin has already decided everything for you. You do not have to die, he tells them. You cannot let anyone decide for you what awaits you.
You see that? All right, now before I continue this video, man, I go back to this map and show you, because Belarus is no longer a part of Russia, man. They declared their sovereignty. But like he's going to tell you, Russia's building up troops in Belarus. So in order for Russia to get over to Kaliningrad, they have to go through Belarus and Lithuania. All right, and Lithuania set up that blockade. Okay. Lithuania set up that blockade, and that's why they got hit with that cyber attack. And then NATO put 300,000 troops on high alert, man. You see, so you see this thing is in motion. All right, this thing is in full motion, man. Okay. So let's go ahead and finish, you know, rewind it back a little bit.
Warning to all Belarusians. He warns them that you are being drawn into the war. The Kremlin has already decided everything for you. You do not have to die, he tells them. You cannot let anyone decide for you what awaits you next. Russia has been increasing its military presence in Belarus, while the Belarusian military has prolonged their military drills. There is a call on all Belarusians to resist Russia's military goals. In a virtual address to the citizens of that country just yesterday, the president said that the Kremlin has already put your lives in danger. But you are not slaves or cannon fodder. It makes me question.
You see that, man? And which, you know, you can finish this video if you want, but that's pretty much the point that I wanted to grab from this, man. Showing you that this thing is on a rise, okay? This thing is underway, and we really got to pay attention, man, to what's continuing to happen, all right, over there in the, over there in the Eastern Hemisphere, okay? Because shit is escalating, man. Shit is heated up, all right? And, you know, with Babylon the Great warning us of, summer blackouts and rolling blackouts this summer, all right? Well, they're not going to tell you, man, that, you know, the true cause of the blackouts. You see, if Russia's to hit this place with a cyber attack or EMP attack, all right, they're not going to tell the, you know, the Babylon's not going to tell their citizens that. All right, if anything, they'll tell them, you know, it's because of the energy crisis, or it was you know, a solar flare or something. All right, but we got to remain circumspect, man, because they have been warning about cyber attacks, you see. And, you know, we're in the times of war, okay? This thing is completely underway, man. You see, it's only a matter of time before this shit gets physical, all right? You know, before this shit gets physical, all right? And like the prophecy tells you, man, you know, Israel, all right, Babylon will be invaded upon, man. These nations aren't building up these militaries for nothing, all right? And yeah, like I mentioned, man, NATO put 300,000 troops on high alert in response to Russia threat, okay? Up from 40,000 troops, man. You see? So this thing is underway, man. All right? These are some beautiful times, man. We're literally living right in the smack dab of prophecy, okay? Which I had some more precepts I was going to grab, but, I mean, you know, that's pretty much the point, all right? That's pretty much the point, man. All right, that Yahweh Bashim Shah is brought about this third woe. All right, so stay vigilant, man. Keep watching, okay? Cause shit is heated up. All right. You know, this upcoming August, you know, July and August, man, is gonna be this gonna be a hot summer. I'll just put it like that, man. This is gonna be a hot summer. All right, for many reasons. All right, they call you know, Black Summer. All right, but yeah, man, with that, I'm gonna go in there and end it off and give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Shah. Shalom to the next one.